Hi, it's Catherine Cox. I'm back again this week. So what I thought we'd be talking about this week is doing contracting with primary school children. So when I did my training, we covered the contracts and we did it in a picture form, which I find really good. And for me, I find it, if I hadn't have done that training, I wouldn't even know where to begin with primary school doing the contract. So I've got an example that I've done today, but generally I ask the kids to do the contract and draw the contract, but we just have a rough idea of what we're going to be doing. So if we can look here, can you see that okay? Good. Okay, so just in here, I usually ask them to draw the room that we're sitting in, and then I ask them if they can draw me and them sitting in the room. So I just tell them it doesn't matter if it's a stick person or just a head, it doesn't really matter. And then we usually put a clock in to say what time. So I aim to try and see the children at the same time every week on the same day. I know it's really hard when you're in schools, but I feel you know, when we talk about that kind of secure base and working from that secure, be a safe place to be in. So we put in the date, the day that I'm going to be seeing them and the time that we're going to be seeing them. I also say, as part of the boundaries in the counselling room, however the room is when we first go in is how it needs to be left when we go out. So if we've made any mess, it needs to be tidied up. So I ask the children to draw what they would like so that they can remember what that looks like. So I usually just put lots of mess around and then a big cross through. So outside, so I explained them, I asked them to draw either their mum or their dad or teachers, and then I just let them know, so we talk about the confidentiality and that there may be times when I may need to speak to their parents or a teacher or somebody else to know. Obviously, as we know, if I feel that they're being hurt or would hurt themselves, or if they're in any kind of danger, that's when I would be talking to parents or a teacher. And then just on this side, I usually have a little speech bubble or whatever they want to put into the contract, their friends, just to let them know that if they want to talk to anyone and tell anyone what they're talking about, they're able to talk to friends or their parents. But for me, it would just be if I feel that they're in any kind of danger, then I'll talk to them. So I usually get the kids to draw it, and then I keep it with me, so if we ever need to come back to the contract in the beginning, and I find it works really well, especially just with the messiness. Sometimes I don't want to clear up, so I just bring the contract out and we just talk about, do you remember in the beginning what we've talked about? And also if we get a disclosure, we bring the contract out and just remind the children what we've talked about in the beginning with their pictures. Okay, so that's how I do it. Obviously I usually use a little bit more colour with the children, and sometimes it can take me 1 session or 2 sessions. But so long as we put the words in the contract right at the beginning, it feels really nice to have this with us and that the kids have been part of drawing that contract out. So hope that's been helpful for you today. Thank you, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye.